Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Happy Friday afternoon as we sit here 6 days, 4 hours, 8 minutes, and 40 seconds away from kickoff against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I can't believe it, y'all. Started that clock at 122 days, and we're down to 6 days. It's coming. In fact, tonight will be our last Friday night live stream before the NFL season starts. Next Friday night, we'll be talking about the first game being in the books and looking at where does the season go from here. It's crazy to think about it. So today, the Cowboys got back on practicing for specifically the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The installs are done. The figuring out who's going to be a starters are done. This is now time to just grind and get ready to put your best team forward. The only problem we have here is La'el Collins is still not practicing. To much of most Cowboys' chagrin, Terrence Steele and Brandon Knight split time and reps at the position. Yeah, at right tackle. And this is like deja vu from last year where we literally, and I mean literally, started the season without La'el Collins. And for the offensive line, it went downhill from that point. So we don't want to go down that road again. We don't want to go down that road again. So let's hope, let's pray, let's do whatever we can to try and hope that this does not happen to us. So for the first time in 3 weeks, Dak Prescott is actually talking. Dak Prescott had actually a lot to say. First of all, how good can the Dallas Cowboys offense be? We can be special. We can be really special, Dak said. It's crazy how one of these wide receivers may not be here for a day and somebody else just steps in. I don't want to say you don't miss them, but the other guys fill in so well that we don't miss a beat. Is this a foreshadowing to next season? Because Michael Gallup has to get paid. Amari Cooper technically would basically have an out. Could CeeDee Lamb become the number one guy? Who knows? But let's worry about that next year, okay? Let's worry about that next year. Right now, we handle it today. He was also asked about how he's dealing with the past 2 years. And how this injury had basically made him think about his own mortality when it comes to football. And that's the thing, when you're young, you don't think that anything bad can happen to you. When you're young, you'll do all kinds of crazy stuff. Because I'm young, it's not going to happen. When you get to be my age, you start worrying about dying. You really do. So much has happened to me in the past 2 years. I wouldn't say I've ever thought I was invincible or didn't realize how vulnerable I was or how precious life is. To be honest with you, I'm thankful for every moment. That's the way you got to be, bro. When I talk about these small victories, that's just me being thankful for every moment that I have. Not taking anything for granted, whether it's walking in the morning or walkthroughs with my teammates to dinner. That's part of the mindset that's allowing me to be here. Obviously, not being hurt in the past season and then being hurt for all that time last year, it was a challenge. I answered it. Now I'm excited about being on the back of that and just moving forward. That's pretty deep. When you think about it, and I see the thing that's kind of cool about Dak Prescott is I don't know that quarterbacks have related to people the way that Dak has. Because you can see or you can feel so many of the things that have happened with Dak Prescott in your own life, okay? When Dak was dealing with his brother committing suicide, it was around the same time that my brother died from cancer. And not being there with him, I could relate that feeling of, loss with him. I can appreciate exactly what he's been through. I can understand when he talked about, feeling down and depressed going through COVID because of going through, having tailgates with 400 people at FedEx Field, the last, game that I went to before the Hall of Fame game. Then going through last season where it was social distancing from people, and fortunately we at least found a way to have about 6 or 7 people here by having games on the deck. It ended up being actually a great thing for the future. But when you're living it at that time, you don't know that that's going to be, hey, it's a new way we're going to do things. He was asked about practice, not a game now, not a game. We were talking about practice. And he did every throw. No holdbacks. No problems, no twinges, no aches, no nothing. He's ready to go. He's chomping at the bit. The body is fine. But the funny thing about Dak is it doesn't matter what he says or what the eye test is. People are always going to hate him because they just hate him for whatever reason. But you can see all the way around with Dak Prescott that he is the leader and the soul of the Dallas Cowboys. They feed off of him. There's been Bart Scott insinuating that players are going to try and target Dak Prescott, try and take him out, so to speak. But I tell you what, I think those offensive linemen and those players and Zeke Elliott, those guys on the field will do anything to protect Dak Prescott. I think they would take a bullet for Dak Prescott. And I'm sure at least they'll take a linebacker or a blitz and safety for him. But he's truly the guy for the Cowboys. And that bond, I think, is going to do well for the Cowboys and up carrying far. But the thing is, it's kind of crazy is it doesn't matter if you're Tyron Smith or if you're Isaac Alarcon. All of those guys he's there for. So when he was talking about Isaac, he's out here probably after everybody each and every day working in that extra work. He's got so many teammates in here that are probably might call him their favorite teammate. He's a special player, and he helps make us all better. This is where you got to just love all of it. You got to love all of it. And I can't say that I was any more excited for a season to get here than I am right now. And then, of course, the final note for today is it always happens. It always happens. Whenever there's a player out there, there's always going to be talk of, are the Dallas Cowboys going to sign them? Okay? And that's where we are right now with Cam Newton, okay? With Cam Newton, Jerry Jones was asked about him. Hey, what do you think about Cam Newton? And, of course, this is going to be turned around. It's the way the headline is Jerry Jones discusses Cam Newton. Okay. So you look at that and you say, oh, Jerry Jones was talking about Cam? He says, well, I think there's no secret as to what he does and does well. He's basically able to be evaluated. What you're seeing in him, he's available. The point is that in this particular case, that's another thing with Will Greer. Or it's another thing with some of these guys that don't have to play time and haven't had as much experience. But Cam Newton's not playing because somebody evaluated it and they're making a decision. In other words, you read between the lines, what he's saying is, let me go back through it. It's no secret as to what he does well. We all know what Cam does well. Cam, he's incredible at moving around the pocket and buying time with his legs. He's a big guy. And he can throw the ball deep. That's what he does well. And he's basically able to be evaluated. Everybody can look at him and say, well, yeah, you know what that is. He does. He's getting older. He does get some injuries. He doesn't get the COVID shot. And you see he's available. He's saying there's a reason why he's available is because people have evaluated him, and that's why he's available. And the final part on it, Cam's not playing because somebody evaluated and they're making a decision. He's available because we don't think he's worth the headache. And he is not going to be the one to make that. Now, Patrick Walker of The Voice. I'm told the Cowboys aren't ruling him out at the moment, but the accurate framing would be he'll be evaluated, discussed is the same in the same breath as other quarterbacks the team is doing work on, not prioritizing above anyone. And yes, vaccine is a talking point there, right? So you don't rule out any players. They're evaluating Blake Bortles. He's available out there. Is that a guy that's going to be somebody that can make our roster and make the team better? Cam Newton. What are the pros and the cons? Evaluate it. You evaluate everything. Everything and everyone. So it's nothing that's there. One other thing, too, on Dak Prescott, I almost forgot. Dak is looking at Amari Cooper, another guy who was injured this offseason, had surgery back in January, and it seemed like it took forever for him to get there. And I'll be the first one to say I was concerned because I was thinking about how quickly I came back from my meniscus surgery. I had half my meniscus taken out. And, within a month, I was up and around better than I've been in 10 years. And with the length of time that it took with Amari Cooper, you kind of had to be a little bit worried. Dak on Amari Cooper, I can definitely tell he's hungry. He's refreshed. He's excited. He's going to have a hell of a year. Well, here's what we got with the Dallas Cowboys. We got a lot of excitement. Maybe we got some guys that are hungry. Maybe we got some guys who want to make amends for last year's 6-10. On opening up prime time against Tom Brady, I love it. The way it is, I wouldn't want it any other way, to be honest. Them coming off the Super Bowl title and us having fans back at full capacity, I think this is what the NFL and the world needs. All right, y'all. Lots of great quotes. Lots of stuff going on here. We'll be discussing all this tonight during our live stream. I hope you guys join us in. It's time to get excited now. All the off-season work, everything we've done to get ready for this season, everything the Dallas Cowboys have, it's now coming to a head, and we have very little time before it goes off. I'm Mark Holmes, and I appreciate you guys being here, and I will see you soon. I need to go back and do some more work in the workshop. You know how it is. Wake up in the morning, do a morning video, get a new crown put on, do a couple of videos, feed the fish, work and build cabinets, and, of course, get ready for a live stream. Hope you're having a great day. Peace.